Well, that was a waste of time. Hello, how are you? Yep, I said I'd be offshore, didn't I? I didn't lie to you, at least I didn't knowingly lie to you, but here I am. I did say I was going to be away for a little while, but not quite as little a while as it's turned out to be. Right, so what happened? Okay, I work offshore, as a lot of you know. I'm a contractor, and I'm self-employed, which means I only get paid when I'm at work. I don't have a salary. It's sometimes really difficult, and it's mostly been quite difficult over the last few years. Last year was good, it's the best I've had, but it was still only okay. So I'm going to change career because it hasn't really paid off whatsoever. The point is, I haven't been at work, as I'm recording this is the 3rd of April. I haven't been at work since late November last year. That's how long ago it is, and obviously money's running out. So last week, towards the final week in March, I got an email saying, yes, we've got a job for you. It's well paid, it's in an RC, it's on a rig, blah 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 blah. So I was like, fine. I was going to turn that down. £270 a day as well, which is quite a good day rate nowadays. So yeah, I was up for that. And now on the Friday, which was the 29th, I got a phone call, a rather panicked phone call, saying, do you have, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, but do you have some training course? And it was all about safety to do with the helicopter and moving on from a helicopter onto a rig and all the rest of it. And I said, well, no, I've never done this particular course. It's one of these nonsense classroom courses, you know, the things that don't teach you anything because they first of all, they slur their words and they try and sound smart with their you know, oh, which regulation is this made in what year and all this about. You go, I don't need to know which regulation and who wrote it and what year it was to know that I've got to hold 3 points of contact while going up and down stairs on the outside of a rig. I don't need to know that because I already know, you know. You're supposed to know exactly what to do in what situations. You don't need to know why most of the time. But there's one of these big classroom courses that you pay a fortune for, or you can do it online. But anyway, this guy phoned and said, we need this training. And I said, well, I've done survival training, including helicopter ditching training, how to escape a crashed helicopter in the ocean. And I've also done helicopter transfers onto vessels which move and roll. So going onto a rig is going to be, sorry, this is a bit dirty here. Going onto a rig will be easy. And he's like, well, you need this training. I was like, great. I mean, so he said, you can do it online. If you pay for it, you can claim it back because we need you to do it. So you don't usually get the claim back on courses, but because I need it for this particular job, they were willing to do it. Right, fine. So I had to pay it myself. It was about £78 or something, and I could claim it back. And they said the problem is, it's a 3-hour course, and it has to be done before 2 PM today. This was last Friday, and it was already after midday, so I had less than 2 hours to do a 3-hour course. So I smashed it in an hour and 3/4, and managed to finish it in time. Got it in by about 1:45. While I was doing it, I got an email saying, actually, the client have changed their mind and they said you could get it done by 8 o'clock the next Monday. So I actually had the whole weekend to do it anyway, but I didn't know that at the time, so I did it. So that's fine. And then I needed to do the usual thing of preparing yourself to go offshore. You've got to clean and tidy the house, chuck out the food that's going to go off, basically, my mum and dad live near Perth in a place called Bridge of Erne, and it's only a few miles from Perth. And Perth has a direct train route to Aberdeen, which is where I needed to go because that's where the helicopter depot is. So you need to get. So I thought, okay, on the Sunday night I'll drive from my home, stay at my parents, and then on the Monday morning early, my mum can take me in the car to Perth train station, so I can then get the train to Aberdeen and get there. So obviously blitzing the house, getting packed, chucking food out, dealing with the bins and everything, make sure they're not stinking by the time I get home, all that stuff. I took some food to my parents' house so for them to have, like milk and things you don't want to chuck out, they could use. So that was all good. I got paperwork and everything and settled and everything by just after midnight, so technically very early Monday morning, ready to go. So I went to bed probably 1/4 midnight or 20 past midnight on the Monday morning. Had to be up for 6 in the morning, so You know these times where you go, right, I've got 6 hours of sleep, or I've got just under 6 hours of sleep. You know you've got to cut your sleep short. You know you're getting up early, and you know you're doing something that's not normal, like go offshore or do something that you're not. You know you have to sleep, and as a result you can't sleep. You know those things? That was me, lying there awake, going, I need to sleep now. Not sleeping. But anyway, that's what happened. Up at 6 o'clock, showered, breakfast, dressed, the whole lot, got ready. My mum took me to the train station, because the train was at 2 minutes past 7 in the morning from Perth, and it's a 1 hour 48 minute train journey, so almost 2 hours to get to Aberdeen. So we got to the train station on time, bought my ticket, up to Aberdeen, so just shy of 2 hours on the train. Arrived at Aberdeen station just before 9 AM. Thought, okay, I've still got, well, the helicopter wasn't until 11:15, so, right, I'll sit in the train station and have a coffee. So I did that, and I don't know how long I was there for, 45 minutes or something. So near 10 o'clock, yeah, just before 10 o'clock, alright, okay, I'll jump in the taxi, take me to the airport, which is where the helicopter depot is. And then I was in the taxi on the way to the airport, and I got a phone call saying, oh, over the weekend the client has decided to cancel the job, and we've only just found out about it. So have you left your home yet? I was like, yes, I've left my home. I'm 10 minutes away from the helicopter depot. They were like, well, it's cancelled. Great. So I said to the taxi driver, well, this is embarrassing, but could you just circle back around and take me back to the train station again? So he had a laugh about that. I suppose I had to laugh about that as well, but I wasn't happy about it, obviously. Back to the train station. Then my train back to Perth from Aberdeen had just left, so I had to wait another hour. So another coffee. Sat down. Waited. Got the train home. 2 hours back home again. Picked up by my dad. Back to their house for lunch, and then drove home here again. So I paid. Basically, I got 1 day. I'm going to get 1 day. The thing is, they said they go, oh, any expenses that you incurred and any day rate for 1 day we'll pay you, because that's only fair. They're gonna. Well, I hope they've already got it. I think I haven't had a confirmation email, but I'd sent it. They're gonna get a fright, because when you've got that almost £80 course and 2 almost £30 train journeys, and all other the coffees and all the rest of it. It's probably about £150, £160 worth of expenses, plus the £270 day rate. So considering they're not getting paid for it, they'll look at it and go, what, you want how much? But it wasn't my fault. So here I am back home again. I'll be getting about 300 or 400 and something pounds, and that's it, since November. So things are not looking too good. And to be honest with you, it's probably the final nail in the coffin. I decided to give up offshore. I decided I'm not going to renew my offshore survival, which lapses next year, but I might just call it quits now anyway. But this sort of thing was unknown, and you don't know what's going to go on, and things get cancelled, things get delayed, things get moved. It happens constantly. So it's not a good place to be anymore, and it's probably... that was probably the final straw. I might get one more trip, but I'm also applying for a new career as well. I don't know what to do, because I've got an awful niche qualification. It's like, oh, Mike's an animal biologist who specialises in marine mammal conservation and does consultancy work for the oil and gas offshore. You could probably work in a shop. It's, yeah, I should have just been an engineer, honestly, like my dad. But anyway, I'm here, I'm home. The point is I'm home, so there'll be more videos coming up. I just wanted to share that with you guys, since I try and sort of keep you guys abreast of my life, because this is why I chose to do this. You are now part of what I do, and I'm glad to have you along for the ride. But that one was a rubbish ride. I basically got paid a day's rate to ride on the train for 4 hours, which sounds okay, but it's not exactly a steam engine or something exciting. It was to Aberdeen, and it was crowded, and whatever. But anyway, the point is, RC related news. I'll be able to get some more filming done probably before the end of this week. Weather's horrid, but weather was fine yesterday. Might be fine tomorrow, don't know. I have ordered the parts to fix the Tamiya Hornet, so the Tamiya Hornet's going to get sold So I'm not doing that Hornet project I talked about a couple of years back. I'm just not going to bother, because every time I drove the Hornet I wished it was the Mad Rats, and I've got the Mad Rat, so why not just use the Mad Rat? I'm not really into the Hornet so much anymore. High Rollers has been advertised on Gumtree, and the Express Sprint GTI is on Gumtree, so hopefully those will be going soon as well. Any other news, I'll keep you guys informed. But anyway, thank you for listening to my rant, or my little story. Hope you had a little chuckle, because I can laugh about it now, but it's annoying. And please give me money. Right, take care of yourselves. I'll speak to you soon. See ya.